Yo, yo, yo. Yeah, we're good. It went live.
There we
It
go.
went on my
Yeah.
phone. I synced it. We were having we thought we were gonna have technical difficulties, but it all worked out. So how's everybody doing tonight?
Yeah.
Super,
Yeah.
super.
Your day, Monica, had a good day?
I mean, it was
Or
Friday,
is
so how bad could it
you know,
be?
right. Tex, how was your day, man?
Active.
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 Dig it.
Busy. I didn't do nothing.
I had one of my more interesting days at the shop. Dude came in and completely shited his pants in the middle of the freaking shop.
That's fun.
Yeah. But he was mentally handicapped. So I mean I didn't like freak out. I'd be like, get the hell, but yeah, he let her rip.
Was he aware
And
of
he was I'm pretty sure he was aware, just there was nothing he could do about it. And yeah, but it was I was on the verge of puking for about a good hour after that.
you think? Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, it was rowdy.
Can't say I've ever had anybody walk into my office and shit their pants, so
Yeah.
um
Yeah, and what it was is it was like right when I was showing him products, right? So I'm like, oh yeah, over here we got, and then I walked past him and blah, and I was like,
it was audible.
it was audible. Yeah, there's no. It's kind of like when you have a baby, you know what I mean. You can tell that they crap their diaper instantly. You can hear the load.
Did you immediately leave at least?
No, I because I felt for the dude, because like I was telling him, so he came in and he was like, hey, what's this? And he's really slow. I'm actually not doing a good impersonation because that would be rude. But he was like, what's this cost? And I'm like, $12, and he's like, pulls out, like, he's like, I got $12. And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. Like, and he's like, well, what about this? And I'm like, that'll be like $20. So, but he wanted to check stuff out, and like I walked past him and he let it fly. And it was a digital device, a pen, right? And so I had to be calm, cool, and collected, and I'm like, so you're gonna hit this button 5 times to turn it on. This button's to adjust your temperatures, so if you want more smoke, then blah blah blah. And I was totally professional about it, but yeah. It was and it was rancid as shit.
Yeah, as shit tends to be.
Yeah, no, it was.
I'm,
But so that was the low light of my day, I guess.
it was a light in your day, I suppose. It was a
Yes, it was. Oh, but one highlight I did come across was, I don't know if you've seen it or y'all have seen it. What are they calling it? The trailer to Shiver Me Timbers. It's not a porn, even though it is me saying.
Well,
it's
I didn't even go
is it
there.
a pirate horror?
No, I didn't even go there. I went. I'm thinking, is this the sequel to Popeye?
It's Popeye the Slayer Man.
Okay,
so
well, I immediately think of BMR when you reference pirates.
So in January, a bunch of what do you call it? The public rights to stuff or whatever. Popeye's gotten old enough to where he's public domain. Kind of
Really?
like Mickey the Mouse, or not Mickey Mouse, but
certainly not Mickey Mouse.
Steamboat Willie went last year, and they made the horror movie last year about Steamboat Willie. And I think it was before that was Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
And they did Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and then the sequel. So Popeye the Slayer Man.
I'm curious about a feral Popeye.
It's got it's a culmination from what I see, and they're playing up to it. It's kind of going to be comedy horror.
I mean, so many of these are comedy horror, whether they intend to be comedy horror or not.
Right. But like when you watch the trailer, it's got that old school 80s voice. It's like, we've got sex, we've got drugs, and rock and roll. You know,
and Popeye.
and Popeye.
And
So,
spinach.
So it's like a culmination. So it's got, apparently, from what I can see on the trailer, it's Popeye's just an old dude chilling in a boat fishing like an old man. And yeah. And comet comes through, drops a meteor, turns him into a big brooding evil freaking Popeye set amongst a bunch of kids that are camping out.
So he's like a mashup of Bluto and Popeye.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We shall see. And then I'm wondering if they do a sequel, if Bluto is either in this one or he'd be in the next one. Because like in Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, they saved Tigger and Owl for the sequel. Like it was just him and Piglet in the original.
Yeah, I need to see the first one. I saw the second one when it came out, and I just never saw Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, no, it was good. I liked it. It was so freakishly hilarious, but yeah. So I guess that was the highlight of my day.
Okay. Watching a man shit his pants and then watching a Popeye horror trailer.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
well, hey,
it's a little
Friday, right? It's Friday.
Yeah, it's the little things in life, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I was watching part of the trailer for the movie.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
watch it now.
I'll probably watch it just because it's Popeye, but yeah.
After the show, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, it's like a minute 43, but it packs in a lot.
I'm supposed to introduce you to Southern Belle Bigfoot, which is Selena. I'm helping her start her channel up. Monica, Breezy, Selena, Monica, Breezy.
Hello, Selena.
Hello.
Hello, Puppet.
Hello, Puppet.
I was just getting used to your kittens.
Cats and kittens. I say hello, puppets. I say guten Abend. I say a lot of things.
I was just getting used to Monica's kitten.
Hello, cats and kittens.
Cats and kittens.
Yeah, I've been saying that for so freaking long. Since the 80s.
See, my girls, my daughters are my kittens. So when I text them, they're both kittens. Actually, my youngest daughter is Kitten Fish. Because if you remember the original Cat in the Hat.
Okay.
The original, like, old school animated Cat in the Hat. When he's trying to get the fish to go to sleep, because he's such, like he's the stern, like, babysitter of the children, he sings the song Beautiful Kitten Fish. And when my daughter was young, I used to sing Beautiful Kitten Fish to her, so she's my kitten fish.
That's sweet. Is that anything like Sleepy Kitty?
Or Soft Kitty?
Soft Kitty? Sleepy Kitty?
Yeah.
Soft Kitty, warm kitty, purr, purr, purr. Yeah, no, it's not.
That's hilarious. So I guess we're gonna do aliens and ghosts tonight. I hit Woody up to see if he wanted to jump on it because he does a lot of those investigations too.
Yeah.
He might in like the second half.
We have halves.
Doing good, Jason. Yeah, he might in the second half, so we'll see.
Okay. Jason. Hey, Jason. And hi
My
to
friend
Scott,
with-
who's out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody and their dog is live right now. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Brent, Josh, Spaced Out Radio.
I did a
man.
show with Brent this week. That was fun. I did part 2, and we still didn't get through all of my stories.
Of course not.
Yeah. So I have to come on for part 3.
He did that on purpose.
No. Well, I only get an hour.
Yeah.
I got a lot to say. I got 52 years worth of weird shit to discuss.
Right.
It's hard to cram it all into an hour.
Yeah, I need to get y'all on Selena's channel. She's got I've got her hooked up now. She can get guests and have guests and all that kind of stuff. And I'm
Cool.
I was her guest. I'm her co-host for the foreseeable future. But she had Pops on last week and then me on this week, and so yeah.
Here comes trouble.
You rang. Oh,
Thanks, babe.
slam.
How awesome is that?
Here's your shit. Boom.
I'm going to try to keep the trolls out, Jason. Unfortunately, I need to make more wrenches. If you're interested in being a wrench, let me know. That way you can help me corral them.
Is Jason a wrench?
No.
Not as of currently, but I wouldn't mind making one.
Damn it, I keep
we hear
typing as
all the
you.
time.
I forget to switch
Yeah.
over to my YouTube screen. Sorry, that was me typing, Jason. Not.
You just want to be me, Monica. It's all right.
I do. Just
Yeah, actually, if y'all cover for a second, I can go ahead and turn him into a wrench. It's just gonna take.
Well, you might as well get me too.
Yeah, you're right, Tex. Yeah,
You're
okay,
a wrench.
y'all both
You're
got
a wrench. Everybody
got used to wrench.
You might as well go ahead and grab a Southern Belle Bigfoot while you're at it. I can vouch for her.
Right on. If they've left a message, then I can do it.
They did. Literally everybody in chat's going to be a wrench.
Right. It's wrench night. Leave a comment, get a wrench for free.
And you said what other one? The Southern Belle Bigfoot, or which one was it?
Yeah, Southern Belle Bigfoot. You also got Roger Blair and Scott. They're in there. I don't know about Banshee. Jason now has the hammer. He can time people out.
All right, we've been wrenching.
We be
wrenching. All right, so I wanted to go because we always go with the standard alien stuff, whenever you talk about or UFOs or whatever. Right. Where do people think they come from? Yada yada yada. What I was kind of thinking about getting into is when, especially like ancient peoples, right? Mm-hmm. Whenever they're shown, and I'm a flat earther, so I'm just going out on the edge. So whenever they're shown like distant star systems, right, that you cannot see from the naked eye, no one's ever seen it from the naked eye, but they predicted it, like what is it, the Hopis?
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about how they came from like Palladius and all that, like how that incorporates how knowledge is given to them that is that there's no way to track how they got it. You know what I mean? I guess is the most difficult way to say it. Like, how do y'all feel about that? Like, do y'all really think that these ancient, ant people were like, oh, we come from Polaris or come from, and are telling these people this, what's your ideologies or your beliefs in that? Or do you believe it at all?
I think that they thought they came from a star. I don't think they called it out by, its, Latin name or Greek name or whatever. I think that they probably had their own word for it, but that's where they came from. And there's, I believe that there's a grain of truth in a lot of things like that. Why would you just decide that that's where you came from?
Right.
So I mean, there's something there. There's something that led to that belief.
But that brings up a good point, because whenever you watch like Ancient Aliens and stuff like that, they're like, oh, they said that they came from the, this isn't the correct quote, but like the Cedius system, you know what I mean? And it's like, wait a minute.
No, they didn't.
They didn't say that.
They might have identified the system, but they weren't calling it what you're calling it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think I'm lost here.
How'd you get lost?
How'd you get lost, Tex?
I don't know, because I really don't know what. Okay, y'all gonna have to rephrase this or dumb it down or something.
So
okay, who's saying there from where? What?
There are Native American
or other
that believe that their people came to Earth from a star system, from another planet, essentially.
But we didn't discover that star system until like 1974 with hardcore telescopes. You know what I mean? Like, because it's impossible to see with the naked eye, but yet they can describe it and chisel it into a wall or something, and they go, look, it's the same star system. Kind of like the modern version, I guess, would be like the Betty and Barney Hill. Mm-hmm. Like whenever they told her where they came from and she drew the map out, and then it didn't match any star systems, and then somebody had the great idea to flip it backwards, as if instead of looking from Earth out, it was looking from that star system in, and it all matched up.
Mm-hmm.
So we're disregarding your flat Earth stuff completely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm with Monica. I mean, there's got to be some kind of truth to something, because how could they do that? Either somebody came down here and told them this,
mm-hmm.
Or how else would they get the knowledge? If we couldn't identify it until hundreds of years after they, did this.
See, I'm not familiar with them drawing out the star systems. I'm familiar with them pointing to a visible star.
Right.
Saying that's where we came from. I'm not familiar with star systems on cave walls or rock walls.
I seem to remember something about that, though. And it was either like really close to it or it was, I don't know. I mean, but the thing about it is there's so many stars that if you look hard enough, you can find any configuration you want, depending on how dim you want to make the stars.
Yeah.
I mean, there's that too.
Well, see, the one I'm thinking of is, and I'm far separated from it because this is back when I believed in space. but there was one, I think it was the Hopis, I'm pretty sure, and they pointed to a star that you could visibly see, but they were saying that it was actually a dual sun system, like it was a binary sun system, and but you couldn't see it with the naked eye like that. But eventually, once technology got better, we found out that it actually was a dual. But then again, I'm thinking Ancient Alien show, and when it comes to stuff like that, like I just got disenchanted by it because a lot of it is like, remember those big H blocks that they were talking about? It could be like a rail system in South America, and they were like perfectly carved out H blocks, and the panoramic view made them look like these big giant monoliths. Well, in reality, they're like 3 feet tall. like yeah, and when you see pictures of people standing next to them and not some dude laying on the ground and photographing
a wide angle.
Yeah, and you're like, oh well. Yeah, that thing's like as big as a camper's backpack. You know what I mean? So I'm not alluding the fact that a lot of that is done for television manipulation and media manipulation. But it is kind of intriguing to wonder how ancient civilizations had that kind of not technology, but story building from their creation stories. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the whole turtle thing. You know what I mean? Where the northern Native America.
Look, I don't want to talk about turtle things. It's cold outside.
It is. But no, like how they said that North America is this big turtle, and if you actually kind of look at it in a certain perspective, which is kind of a stretch to me, it does. Or like you look at like the Nazca lines, right? Like, why sit there and dig these trenches and stuff like this for a population that's not lifted off the ground and could never see them or have any purpose for them. You know what I mean?
So I never understood those either. That's one thing that I that does, like, why are you making things that are only visible and able to make out from shallow orbit?
Right.
Or not shallow orbit, but way up
lower Earth orbit. Yeah.
But I mean, you can make them out with an airplane, but even still, how would they know? I don't get, if their mathematics were good, I guess you wouldn't have to know. See, that's another thing.
Yeah.
All
but to me,
them being more sophisticated than we are, advanced than we thought they were, but they didn't leave any record. Was that by design?
Yeah. Now me and Mike have gone round and round about this. the ancient civilization and the wiping out from the Younger Dryas.
That's interesting to me.
What?
Yeah, okay.
The Younger Dryas.
Yeah, it is to me too. Pyromedic said, we told him, what about the Voyager and the Pebble who died and all that? That's another weird one to me too. And I'm not trying to shift gears, but dude, we sent that thing out there and it's supposed to be past the edge of our known galaxy. And it's still sending communications back to us, quote unquote. But you go, well, what kind of batteries are on that thing. That thing was designed in the 60s. And you go, okay, well, it's solar powered. Well, it's so far away from the freaking sun by now and has been for so many years that, and back in the 60s, your biggest batteries were like D batteries. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't see how that thing is actually still communicating with us. And if it's on the, go for it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Yeah, you know where I'm going with it.
So, one, anything that we are aware of as far as technology, they are very, very far ahead of us that we don't know.
Agreed.
Okay.
Agreed.
So,
yeah.
And as far as the solar works, the solar explanation works. It's not just our sun that puts out solar energy; it's every star that puts out solar energy.
Correct.
So, you're passing by a lot of freaking stars.
Well,
it only
right
looks
now,
dark for us because we're in the light. It doesn't look dark, still dark out there when it's closer to whatever light source you are. So,
well, according to them, it's in between galaxies, so it's so far away from our sun that it can no longer communicate through the barrier of our galaxy, but it's not in the next one yet. So it's kind of in, I don't know what you call it, the gray area, but I just don't see them. Yes, they were well more advanced. The government is well more advanced than it was back then, but I just don't see them being that advanced.
I think the bigger question is how the hell did it get all that way and not run into something?
Yeah. Some rogue something. Yeah.
Something hit it.
Yeah.
How did it make it through the asteroid belt and shit?
Right.
All that kind of stuff.
You got to map it.
How did it happen to get lucky and stay out of gravitational pulls?
Yeah.
There's there's a lot of astronomical things that had to happen for that thing to get that far. I'm just saying.
And there's two of them, so that even doubles the odds. You know what I mean?
So,
yeah. I don't know. I just call BS on the whole thing, but
come on, Monica, you're biting your tongue. Let's go.
Come on, yeah.
So you're talking as though everything is very close together. There's a lot of space in space. And even in the asteroid belts, there's considerable space between the asteroids. So I don't think that it's that implausible for something to be able to get through that and escape the gravitational pull of other planets. Because you have to be beyond like a threshold for the gravitational pull to really, really grab you, right?
Right.
Because we're talking about the satellite, right? Because I was looking something up, so I got distracted.
Yeah, the Voyager.
But you understand it does also have like propulsion systems. Otherwise, gravitational pull here is going to knock its trajectory off, right? But it's programmed to go away in probably now. I mean, you have to probably study it a lot to understand, but I'm sure that it's got sensors on it. It's programmed to avoid the necessary dangers, right? In order to fulfill whatever mission it has.
Yeah, but it's went way further than they ever expected it to.
Well, yeah, I mean, didn't it exit the
known solar system? Yeah, I said
galaxy, but yeah,
galaxy, but your solar system.
Yeah, it exited our solar system, but there's other galaxies within our solar system. But again, there's a lot of space in space.
So here we go. The Voyager spacecraft have survived for decades due to their robust design with redundant systems, a long-lasting power source from radio radioisotope. Thank you. Radioisotope thermoelectric generators that use plutonium decay to produce electricity, and the dedicated efforts of NASA engineers who have strategically turned off non-essential systems and instruments to conserve power as the probes travel further into space, allowing them to continue sending data even as their power supply diminishes over time.
Mm-hmm.
So they're using Godzilla power.
Yeah, mission adaptability. The Voyager mission has been adapted over time to focus on new scientific goals like studying interstellar space by programming the spacecraft to utilize available power efficiency. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not buying it.
Trajectory planning is see they finally Voyager's first survival during its interstellar journey with the solar system is attributed to its robust design, shielding, and trajectory planning. The spacecraft started instruction, including its outer shell and inner components, protected from impact with asteroids and space debris.
There you go.
There you go. See, they explained every bit of it, Breezy.
That's what they do.
That's good enough for me. I'm sold, man.
Yeah, sure. No, I want it.
I am. Yeah, I'm sold.
Yeah.
He's got it. Yeah.
No.
And I fully trust my government and will lead and will follow wherever they lead.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah. And I know, Breezy, you being a flat earther, we can't even prove to you that the earth is the moon's real. So, but I don't know if you can convince, I don't know if I'm totally convinced that these things are as far out as they say they are.
Yeah, no.
Because, I mean, we're able to do that. But how long has it been since somebody's been to the moon?
Or to the bottom of the ocean. You know what I mean? Either way. It's like, oh, we can send a probe that goes outside of the entire freaking solar system. But, when it comes to the bottom of the ocean, we're like, I don't know. And then they're like, oh, well, there's another ocean underneath all those oceans that are 5 times as big as all the ocean.
Maybe they have probed the ocean, but they don't want us to know what's down there.
They saw the bloop, got scared.
So what was that? I was reading something. I don't remember where, the bloop where it was located is very close to where Lovecraft put R'lyeh.
Really?
Yeah, it's very close to that. Because Lovecraft gives the coordinates for R'lyeh.
That's interesting.
Very.
But see, that kind of ties along the same thing. Like some cat that was in the, where he was living in
New England.
Well, but I mean the year.
The early 1900s.
Yeah, early 19. Yeah. So, but he's got, info, that corresponds with things that are, places that are really happening and events that are really. So
you land in a plane.
I'm trying to figure out which
screen. It's always the opposite for me anyway.
Yeah. Well, unless because see, I did not mirror my camera so everybody could read back what's back behind me if they wanted to. But I don't think it worked.
I can read Bigfoot.
Can you read that?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess it did work. But how come you Yeah. Okay.
Mine's normal, yeah, because like that's my door and that's
No, mine's not.
but
Because this
that's
is
my
my right hand, but it
yeah.
doesn't. It looks like
Yeah, because see, this is actually on my right side.
because see, I am pointing to Joe.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
pointing to Joe on the screen. Yeah,
Well,
but
And
I have to point
I'm
opposite for it to register.
Right.
yeah, I'm pointing to Monica here, but I have to do it that way.
Yeah.
See, I point to Joe, then I point to Monica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, they're doing it to us, man.
See, I'm just okay. The whole, and we've had this conversation. The whole, going into the ocean versus going into space, I really don't have a problem with, because it is harder to go deeper than it is to go into space, because there's not there's not a giant vacuum cleaner that you get closer and closer to that increases the vacuum of space. It's constant. But the pressure constantly changes whether you're going up or down, and let's be honest, there's not a material that we make that we know of that can withstand multiple freaking trips up and down. How they figured that out to do this for the submarines to do that, I'm not real sure.
Well, but yeah, I mean, so yeah, space is constant as far as the vacuum itself is concerned. But now you're talking about sending probes that are going within certain amounts of miles between huge giant like Jupiter, giant gas planet that has 20 times the gravitational pull. So that gravitational pull is basically like the same as like the pressure of an ocean, right? Mm-hmm. So it can go, once it gets in that lock and goes around it and gets slingshotted out, while it's in that lock, it's crunching down, and once it's released, it's expanding as well. I would think.
Well, riddle me this: why is it that we've had submersibles? I'll put it this way: submersibles that have that, and I'm talking dive bells, the whole nine yards, all the way to nuclear subs. Look how long we've been able to do that. Okay. But we can create, we've got nuclear subs that can stay underwater for years, changing depths, changing pressures, and never leak, right? How long did it take them to make a damn waterproof watch?
Yeah. Only good to 20 meters. Yeah. Yeah.
Why is it just 15, 20 years ago they were able to make a phone that could withstand 3 feet of water or being splashed on?
Well, consider the pressure that's within that. What helps keep the submarine watertight is the pressure within, right? And look at the size of the submarine compared to the size of your phone or the size of your watch. I mean, imagine the pressure that's being exerted on that little thing compared to the what I'm saying, the surface area of the submarines versus.
So you're saying size matters.
It does if you're at depth.
Okay, so what about divers?
Yeah, what about divers? They could get crushed at depth.
Yes, they can, especially the so why doesn't the I don't know. It's hard.
None of them are free walking the bottom of the ocean.
Well, they're attached to a hose with a big helmet on.
Not at depth. Not at crush depth.
Yeah.
At crush
depth.
No, yeah,
So they can go to the Marianas Trench.
No.
Yeah.
No, not that deep.
That you don't have to go that deep to go crush depth.
Oh no.
So I mean, Mythbusters did the whole diver being pushed into the helmet thing, you know?
Oh yeah, where the whole body goes right into the
Yeah.
freaking helmet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. That is not pressure is crazy, man. I mean, it's and I'm just smart enough to read my dive tables and stay alive. Okay. I'm just Chris will never go diving with me.
I mean, he might, but he's not going that deep.
See, I don't really enjoy. This is going to sound so bad, but I don't enjoy going deep.
It hurt. The pressure is very
It hurts.
It hurts.
Yeah, no.
Oh my God, I'm on with children.
No, I enjoy it.
That's like I was talking. I was doing a show with Mr. Knack, and he has a theory about Jimmy Hoffa that because there's a lake in Alabama that's 250 something feet deep. Okay. So there was at the time, right after Jimmy Hoffa was killed, there was a report of a cargo plane flying over and dropping a package over that lake, just about the size of a car. And there was a mafia don that was interviewed by PBS that was asked, if you wanted to get rid of a body, what would you do with it? They wasn't even talking about Hoffa or anything. And he said, this so-and-so lake in Alabama. So he has a theory that maybe Jimmy Hoffa's in the bottom of that damn lake, 250 feet down, but which would be deep enough to hide if you did. I mean, if you weren't looking there.
Yeah.
But if it's cold enough, won't it preserve? If there's no oxygen that low, it would preserve the cell
Preserve
tissue.
it longer. But
Yeah.
But the chances of,
I
guess the chances of
going there,
freelance divers.
Yeah.
But that was the same when
that deep. So
that was the same when Lake Mead started drying up just a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
and they started finding all those, sleeping with the fishes. See,
see.
Yeah, same. But
don't talk to me like that, Dave. I'm trying to be serious.
But okay, so all right, so we so back to the well, I don't want to bore anybody with it, so if y'all aren't feeling it, but it just it intrigues me about back to the alien thing and I want to go with like the ancients, right? I mean, I know that they were all right. Like, you don't have no Nintendo, you ain't got no TV, you ain't got no radio, you have nothing to do. One of the biggest things you're going to do is chart the skies, right? So you're going to understand the solstices. You're going to understand. One of the things that pissed me off when I watched Apocalypto was whenever at the part where he's about to get excommunicado, and they're like, "What? An eclipse?" Oh, and they all freak out. It's like, no, those cats like charted the systems. They knew exactly when everything was coming. They would have been like, yeah, next week around Wednesday about 4:30 ish, it's going to go down, but so you could assume that like a lot of the, like whenever they put the carvings in the walls where at the winter solstice, you'll see it come on the little sun on the wall inside the cave. And, same with Stonehenge, all that good stuff. But one of the things about it is it doesn't account for, like Tex was saying earlier, for like, what would you call it? For say a tilt or anything to go wrong, any kind of man, I can't think of the freaking word, and I know it because I use it all the freaking time. Anomalies or adjustments to say, you know what I'm saying? So like in this one stone you can see the Northern Star, and you've been seeing it right through that hole every night for 1,000 years, and disregarding any kind of adjustment, whether an asteroid hit the Earth and knocked it a little bit off, and then you wouldn't be able to see it through that freaking hole, you know. So the ideology between that is that it was presented to the ancient people as these are your standard points. These are always going to hold true, no matter what. Other things might change, you know, but your North Star is always going to be your North Star. It's never going to change. At this time of the year, the sun's going to come in and line up perfectly over thousands and thousands of years. So to me, that sounds, if I were to believe in like a extraterrestrial or interdimensional or extra dimensional intelligence, that they're giving these people like the go ahead on, yes, this is exactly what it is. Don't worry about the rest. You know. So I mean, like, what are y'all's thoughts on that? Like, what made those ancients so freaking sure that those star patterns and those patterns that in our solar system were not going to change regardless? Like Gigliotepe and all that. Like, it's to me, it's freaking weird.
What made them believe that nothing was going to change?
Right, like that was the ultimate calendar. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
things have changed, but according to scientists, things are in a constant state of change. It's ever expanding.
Right, but Polaris hasn't, and since the beginning of written records.
Well,
you know, even in Sumerian, you know, carvings, they had our solar system mapped out when you can't see Uranus or Neptune or Pluto, you know, but it's mapped out on their star charts.
But
yeah, well, I only when I look in the mirror squatting, but
well, the thing about it is, according to what they tell us, the galaxy is ever expanding, but everything is expanding at the same speed. So the formations are not changing, just the distance they are away are changing, or away from each other are changing. But the actual, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all maintaining relevant. It expands relatively. Yeah.
The theory
but
of
which I find hard which I find hard to believe too, because it's like, and this is I keep straying off. But you know, if the Big Bang shot everything out and everything's moving at the same speed, same time, same gravitational pull, even though it's expanding with relevance to each other, then that would mean that you would think that everything wouldn't be able to change its speed or its velocity or anything like that, right? But they talk about all the time how Earth is slowing in its rotation, how, you know, certain planets zoom around faster than others, you know. So that means I find that whole set to be just very suspicious. You know, like, what are the freaking...
to be suspicious? Space don't even exist. Why are we having this conversation?
Right?
because I want to know you. So my take on the whole thing is it's all interdimensional. There's no extraterrestrial. Whether it's from under the earth, which is what I believe a lot of it is, and also has interdimensional portals. So that's where I go with it. But I do still like to entertain the idea and hear from what other people think about it.
I think,
like Reddit said, like the Earth is slowly moving away, or the moon's slowly moving away from the Earth.
Mhm.
So
I
if
think-
go ahead.
I think the whole term interdimensional is so overused that, and people use it to explain away something they need an answer for. It be Bigfoot, it be Fae, it be whatever. I think, well, this needs to happen my way. So, it's interdimensional. I
Right.
saw this weird, and I'm going to say it's Bigfoot. Oh, because they're interdimensional, they can do this. No, sorry, it doesn't. No, just
You
because
don't believe in multiple universes?
Well, no. What I'm saying is, you can't pull that out of your ass to explain everything that you can't explain. Just because you just can't. That's
Yeah,
people are just
if
as
it's
bad
a
with the
reach.
spiritual stuff. They draw it like a freaking pistol. If they can't explain something or something scares them, it's spiritual or demon. Lee, oh, well, my internet's working right, so somebody's spiritually attacking me. Get the hell out of here. Either that or I'm getting too close to the truth and the government's messing with my YouTube channel.
Yeah, with my whole freaking 320 followers.
Kiss my ass. Come on, people.
Well, I mean,
No,
if that's what I mean, if they're okay, so there's some people that they use it as a weapon, but if somebody's trying to explain something they can't explain, there's nothing wrong with them using any of that if that's what they truly believe.
No, I'm not, but they get locked into it and they won't see it any other way, no other possibility.
Mhm. Well, that's just closed-mindedness.
Closed-mindedness.
Yeah, exactly. It's and I would. Just because something weird happens to you doesn't mean it has to be this or it has to be that. You don't know what the hell it is. Hey, don't tell me you do.
Well, no, nobody knows. Sure. I mean,
people act like they know exactly what's going on.
Well, they want to be confident in their explanation of that weird thing that probably freaked them the hell out.
Well, okay, I get that, but I don't know.
I mean, there are some people that are just assholes. And
but
they lock into something and they just refuse to see anything else. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Whether it's religion or, portal hopping Bigfoot that, talk to trees or inhabit trees or whatever.
Right.
But it can't be proved or disproved either way. So, I mean, if you want to believe whatever the hell you want to believe, just don't try to shove it up my ass,
Exactly.
And don't try to convince me of it.
Exactly. Well, and I'll tell you that you want to talk about a funny coincidence. I'm fixing to take this show completely off the rails here. But what I find is a funny freaking coincidence, and I probably wouldn't be saying this if I hadn't been drinking, but because it's one of those opinions that people aren't going to like. But
hey, that's what the speakeasy's for.
But if you look at people who claim to communicate with anything, I don't care, Bigfoot, aliens,
ghosts,
whatever. Okay, I don't care. 90% of them, their life either went to shit or their health went to shit shortly after they started it. Why?
After they started communicating?
Uh-huh.
or claim to communicate.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, yeah, you go if so. Like the first thing that grabbed my nugget is, if it were something like a higher power or some kind of higher intelligence, and they go, "Hey, blah 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 blah," and you go, "Dude, blah 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 blah," it's like mafia shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, we didn't tell you that so you could go blabbing your freaking mouth about it. Wazah! We're taking you out of the game.
I personally think when you start inviting that unknown stuff into your life, you don't have any idea what you're dealing with.
Yeah, like a Ouija board.
Yeah,
in my personal
I mean, your vibrations attract things to you. So it depends on your intentions, I think. Like, are you full of shit and you're telling stories about this? You're probably going to have some negative repercussions for it in your life.
yeah. Hey, Mickey.
You know,
What up,
because I
Mickey?
can't say that everybody that I've known who are suddenly communicating have their life go to shit. I mean, a lot of the people who I know, and I'm just using Bigfoot as an example, who were communicating with Bigfoot or, whatever, like trading beads, whatever, if you insert whatever, their life is already kind of shitty to begin with. Like, I mean, they, in my experience, don't typically have the greatest, from an outsider's perspective, like the greatest thing going on. Yeah. Or the greatest health conditions, and it's already a condition. It's not something that's onset after it, in my experience, but that's why I don't know that it's everybody who does that. As that, negative. You just said everybody.
I did, right?
I said you didn't rewind it.
No, you said 90%. Which is very high, but
90%.
But yeah, well, I mean, also that would go with
you want to run up on me, Tex? Run up on me, dude. Come on. Bring it, dude. Do I act like I'm afraid?
Well, also that would the variable would also be how many people you're reaching. You know what I mean? Like, so
right.
You can have the dude like from Little Nicky, the guy on the corner, when he's like, "I can smell the devil, he's coming," blah blah blah. And no one's gonna listen to that guy, so no one's gonna. But if you are a, somebody who can reach millions of people, and that millions of people, actually listen to and believe in, then you got a whole nother. You got a whole nother thing on your hands. You know what I mean?
I just worry about people that just don't know what the hell they're dealing with out there.
Yeah.
And I ain't inviting shit to do anything. I'm just saying.
Well, no, but I don't think that they understand that that's what they're doing either.
They think
they're just telling us a good story, or they're explaining what they think is going on in their life. I mean, if there's something already maybe negative, a negative entity or whatever you want to call it, already communicating with them, they're not necessarily inviting it in. It's already there.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what shows like
I'm going to rewind and find out what Monica said. Who's right? Who's wrong? I'm right.
Tex and I we're checking with each other.
I'm never speaking to you again.
Tex did say 90%. Tex did say 90%.
I'm mad at you, Monica.
Huh?
That's what I'm mad at you now.
Right.
I'm butthurt. Wow.
I'm gonna go cry myself to sleep.
Take my toys and go home.
But no, I mean, I think
if y'all knew half the shit that we say to each other out in the field, oh my God, you'd think we hated each other.
But yeah, not necessarily the speakeasy, because I'm not going to claim to be like most of y'all's, in the community. So I'm more of a entertainment type of a thing, but I think that that's why the community is the way it is, you know, as far as the, you know, the extraterrestrial community, the paranormal community, because it is where we all have the same goal, even though we might get into tiffs with each other about how we believe in things or whatever. And that should be abolished. Like, I personally think we should all be able to have, we should all be able to
Everybody
have
should have their own opinion. You think whatever the
our
hell
own
you want.
opinion.
Yeah.
And feel free to speak our mind, and
Again,
and also feel free to be called a dumbass.
well, I mean, here's the thing: you believe whatever you want, just don't try to like shove it down my throat. Like, I respect you believe in whatever you want, whether I agree or not. I mean, I might not agree with any of it. I'm not going to like make fun of you, and I'm not trying to convince you otherwise. I don't expect you to try to cram it down my throat just because I don't subscribe to your particular belief system, you know?
Yeah.
You know,
oh, Monica's made fun of me.
A flat earther. I'm not. I mean, we poke at each other, but I respect that that's what he believes, and that's cool, man.
Yeah,
that's
you're a flat earther. You're a glober.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, riddle me this. So then, you know, I throw it back at him. We do it to each other.
Who's gonna hit each other first? The guy throwing frisbees or the chick throwing balls?
What?
Depends on
who's
the
gonna
aim.
hit each other first? The guy throwing the frisbees or the chick throwing the balls? Flat earther.
Frisbees.
Flat earther.
Because I'm pretty
frisbees, balls.
I got you. Flat earther versus glow. Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
But in a literal sense, I'm really good with the frisbee. I'd nail your ass.
the frisbee thrower just figured out what the hell game he was playing. So
that's funny. Yeah, see, Monica's throwing flat earths all around. That's
I'll hit you upside the head with the flat earth. I'll hit you upside your globe with your flat earth.
You know, I've never been able to throw a frisbee worth of shit.
See, I can throw frisbees all day long. I can't throw a baseball. I cannot throw a baseball. I can throw it directly into the ground 2 feet in front of me.
Wow. But you grew up in the wow, no way.
What?
Like, you grew up in the gap, so you should be able to throw freaking. You can't even softball, like do the underthrow.
I can I can underhand pitch. I can't throw like an overhand throw. I can't throw overhand.
Well, that's really why softball.
I can hit like I can hit straight down, and like many times I've almost taken a pitcher's head off when I hit the ball.
Yeah,
but that's really the reason whole softball pitch was invented, because girls for some reason have a problem naturally throwing overhanded.
Yeah, I let go too late, and I don't understand. Like I've tried so hard.
Oh, where'd you go?
It's because they're used to cupping. They have to cup it instead of.
I knew you went somewhere.
It makes sense.
Do you want me to wind it up and then grab you under? That's not cupping.
Depends on how much I've had to drink. I just might.
I'll tell you about a story about a guy I know, not on there.
All right, y'all cover me. I don't know what's been going on, man, but my freaking bladder has turned into like a half gallon. Yeah, it's telling you. But yeah, y'all cover me for a fact.
Well, you better get her to get your better half over there to give you a prostate exam, find out what's going on.
Yeah, no, she's not. That stopped in the 20s. But I shall return shortly.
Oh man,
women aren't designed for throwing; they're designed for flinging. Okay.
But I mean, it's almost like it's an unnatural, you know, it's more of an effort for a woman to throw overhanded for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I don't like I said, I don't either because I have tried my whole life. I've tried my whole life to throw properly. I can't throw a football well either. And I've tried. I have
Well,
tried.
even these like semi-pro female football teams, watch them throw a
Mhm.
pass. They don't zing it.
They
There's no
toss it probably.
there's no heat behind it. It's like watching high school. Well, not today's
Well,
high
I
school,
mean,
but it's like watching junior high boys play. It's the passes are like this instead of zing. They got any heat on
straight line, yeah.
them. Yeah, but
I mean, and I like playing baseball, but when we played co-ed, I could never I was always embarrassed because I couldn't throw the ball.
don't want you playing outfield.
No. I think I don't even know. I tried not to be on the field or put me far out, like
Where nobody's
where
ever going to
nobody's gonna hit the ball.
and if they do, it's gone.
Yeah. Oh, looky there. Yeah, that's usually there was somebody running towards me that could throw. They're like, "Oh shit, it's gonna land near Monica."
Yeah.
Run out there so that I could toss the ball to them.
Would you?
Or if they hit it out there, I better just catch it and then doesn't matter. I don't need to throw it necessarily.
Right.
There's nobody on base.
Women make better welders than men do.
That's funny. One of my best friends from high school is a welder.
Yeah. They make better welders than men do because they have a finer attention to detail naturally for some reason, and the fine movement skills are much better than a man, just naturally. But
women are better at men than doing splits. Well, we don't have anything impeding our ability to go all the way down.
But yeah, he's right. Van Damme was the best at the split.
Well, I mean,
Jean-Claude Van Damme, yeah. When he's like, my extra large thighs and my long kicks make it easier for me to do the splits like this. Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all don't remember what was that? That was the one where he had the twin brother, double
trouble,
double like action, or some shit like that. I forgot what it was. My homeboy would kick my ass right now if he heard me forget what that movie was called because we watched Double Impact. There you go, Donnie.
Double something.
Yeah.
Cho for the win.
So I mean, I think we got to the bottom of that whole freaking alien. We didn't really touch down on ghosts. I was hoping Woody would clock in because he does a lot of ghost investigations and stuff, and he's covered the Marfa lights thing. Have y'all ever been out there? Either one of y'all?
I have not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one of the ones that kind of spooks him. Yeah, thank you, Mickey. I know I did. Yeah, I'm not all there lately.
It is greasy again. Damn it. I'm the wrong damn.
But yeah, so that's an interesting one. I'd like to actually check out myself.
The Marfa lights.
Yeah,
I don't know what to make of that, to be honest.
Yeah, because that's almost like an old faithful kind of thing going. I mean, it like happens all the time.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Show up from 9:30 to 5 in the morning, and you're gonna see it. It's not.
It's got to be some kind of natural phenomenon. And there's no reason if it happens over and over and over and over, there's no reason they can't figure it out. They know what it is. Somebody's just not telling us.
Right. Well, what intrigues me about it is it goes back since that part of land was inhabited. So it goes back like in, not to be, but in white man's written records, it goes back to like the 1700s. Right. And in native, it goes back further than that. So it's just it's kind of like one of those things. Oh, that's what I wanted to get point out is a lot of the times we talk about how it's more plausible when something, a phenomenon like Bigfoot or, anything like that, expands beyond continents and expands beyond time, to where lack of communication between civilizations. So
Right.
both of these things, specters and ghosts and, and UFOs and all that, in every culture, you find it all over the globe. But
Breezy, I kind of think it's time to go. Monica just literally almost poked herself in the eye.
I did? Why, because I yawned?
No, you went like this and you went, you had to lift your glasses.
I did that.
Yeah, but
dude,
I hate so bad you don't remember what you did. You don't even know
I'm
what
tired.
I'm
Like, I had to work all day. I got up at 6 this morning.
I hate when I nap with my glasses on, because the first thing you do is like try to rub your face or your eye or something, and you don't remember because you're just waking up, and you're like, dink, and then you smudge the shit, and then they're crooked, like you like bent the hinge on it because you smacked yourself so.
Oh no, mine dig into the bridge of my nose, so I wake up with like serious dents in my nose. It hurts.
But yeah, so yeah, on that note, it's one of those things that you can't just kick it out of bed, because so many people, so many places, that have no communications with each other are spotting the same thing, and they're seeing the same thing, and that takes out any kind of, oh, that's what you've been taught, call it whatever. You can call it the kukui, you can call it the boogeyman, you can call it, yeah, all of it. So I think that makes it more valid. It validates it as far as a phenomenon that the entire world experiences.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but, yeah. Monica, are you tired? Do you want to let it go? I mean, we're only an hour and 13 into it.
Yeah, I'm tired, but we can keep going.
Okay.
Tired when I do my show.
It's ladies first, me and Tex are just,
Ladies' choice is what you're saying?
Yeah, Of course. We're
Don't
gentlemen.
You put that voodoo on me, Ricky Bobby. This ain't my show.
Don't you put that on me? So what was the back to last night? What was that movie you were telling? I didn't rewatch the show. I watched
today, and I can't remember.
Yeah, I watched the first half of the show, and then my memory kicked in. But it was like,
what did I say it was about? Do you remember that much?
I don't, but I remember the year. It was like 2019. It was a 2019 movie. One that we were talking about last night on Monica's channel.
We were talking about a
well, then it's got to be one or the other.
Came out in 2019.
2019, and you're like, you need to watch it. And I was like, I probably haven't seen it because I don't like newer horror movies. But
okay.
There was something that she told me to watch last night, and I was like, I need to watch that. And then I can't remember what she told me to watch.
That is exactly what it was.
What's happening here. I don't have any of my tabs open, so I couldn't tell you.
Fair enough. I just have to do my research.
I'm just gonna have to. You know what? At the bottom of the YouTube episodes, it gives you the breakdown of the show. It gives you the transcripts. Blow through the transcripts until you see 2019.
Okay.
Really?
you'll have to guide me into that one. But yeah, I'll check it out.
Okay, how
So-
about I go read the transcripts until I see 2019 and I come back and
No,
tell you.
don't worry about it right now. So in the, I guess in the spirit, no pun intended, text. So like me and Monica have gone over alien stuff and ghost stuff that we've seen. Is there any, let's start with ghosts. Is there any ghost stuff that you've come across in your life?
That's a whole show.
Yeah, Tex has a ton.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, dude, I've touched one.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. I've got a lot.
Yeah.
So what's your common feel about it? Do you think it's the veil type of thing, or do you think it's a spiritual type of a thing? I mean, not to get like, don't deep dive,
Right.
don't go past 40 feet. You know?
No,
Don't go to crush depth is what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I struggle with it because I'm a Christian, right?
Right.
And I'm taught different stuff from it's just, but I feel different. I think different, but so I really struggle with. I don't know what it is, and I'm not saying it's hard for me to believe that every spirit I've ever ran into was bad, because if they were all bad, why didn't I have a negative experience, or why didn't I have a negative feeling when I've had it around some of them, but not all of them? You know, so it's a subject that I'm really kind of struggling with on a personal level, because I'm still trying to figure it out. But that hasn't made me back up enough to leave shit alone.
Yeah.
I still poke the bear whenever I get a chance, which is not a smart thing to do, and I don't suggest anybody do it. Let somebody stupid like myself do it for you and see what happens to them.
You can just watch, Ghost Adventures and get the same feel, less douchey.
You saying they're less douchey than I am? Is that what you're saying?
No, you're less douchey.
Oh. But yeah, I mean, it's.
Yeah, no, I agree. I've
had so many different experiences, that I have a hard time going, well, they're all bad, but I know they're not all good for sure. But the same thing with like Bigfoot and stuff. Of course, some people say Bigfoot is a spiritual deal too. So.
Oh, I found it. The Furies from
Oh, yeah,
2013.
Okay.
Furies.
I had to go back through the gosh darn transcripts until I saw 20.
That's what she told me to watch.
Yeah. So I'll just have to think.
Breezy would like it because he likes the slasher movies, and that's pretty much what it is.
Oh.
I can connect that with the Warriors, the baseball Furies. See, now it's connected in my nugget.
Tink, tink, tink. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Tex, I agree. I've had a lot of negative, I would call them ghost and sometimes demon, what I consider demon encounters. But there are the good ones. Like actually my daughter, she went to her today. They went to her grandmother's on her mom's side. My ex-wife went to her funeral, and she said that like it was outdoors, and she's like, yeah, Dad, and they were doing the Amazing Grace thing, and they're fixing to put her down into the earth, and she was like, and this weird breeze just came through, and yeah, you can anybody who's a skeptic can be like, oh, a breeze came through outside, like, oh, big freaking deal. Like it happens all day long, every day.
Right.
But she was just like, no, it was just, there was something about it. And she was like, I just closed my eyes and I breathed in the air and I could tell it was like her, like her presence. So, it can go from something as simple as that.
Right.
And like my little brother, he passed away at my mom's, which is a couple acres away. And she sees him, and my kids have seen him too. Like walking through the house, like not walking through the house, but like as soon as they turn a corner, he's turning a corner. But
Right.
he's draped in all white, and he has like a white veil over his face. And when he was buried in a white tuxedo. And what was weird about his face is when he was actually buried, he was born dumb, deaf, and blind, and he had a trachea and a G-tube. So like he always had his mouth open and he always had his eyes open. He's always like seeing stuff and smiling at stuff. Like we always said he was smiling at angels. But when he was actually buried, they sew all that stuff shut.
Yeah.
So they sewed his eyelids shut, sewed his mouth shut. And so it wasn't like his face, it was like the first time I seen him like that. So
see, I don't view anybody, okay,
right,
that I'm close to. I have my memory that I want or how I want to remember.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, I'm sorry. Off subject. Go ahead.
No, that's true. That's the when my cousin passed, that was the last time I did an open casket because it wasn't him. Like I was like, no, never doing it again. But what I was getting at, long story short or short story long, was that me and him had an agreement when he passed. I told him, I don't want to see you. Don't you come don't come visiting me. I don't want to see you.
Stay away.
Yeah, just I'll catch up with you when I get there. But as of right now, you save your viewings for other people. And sure enough, like I lived in that house for, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years after he passed. And I never saw nothing. And my mom would be like, did you see, your brother last night? He was walking up and down the halls and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, we have an agreement.
We have an understanding.
Yeah, that's not happening because, well, there's a few reasons for it, and I'm not going to get too much into it. But I guess my gist was, yeah, it's not always a negative thing. A lot of the times it really is, and I think the times that it is it's not just people that have passed, but it's imitations. And me and Monica have gotten into this before. I think it's energy vampirism. You know what I mean? I think it's things that know that they can manifest themselves into bringing that fear or that energy out of you and using it because it's manipulation.
Well, see, I think for me, I think the whole communication with the Bigfoot or whatever is the same thing. Hence, a lot of the health problems and a lot of the shitty lives.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're not talking nothing. Really, I mean, we're talking succubus or whatever. I mean, they just suck the life force out of you.
Yeah.
And have you enjoy every freaking minute of it. Oh, I'm talking to Bigfoot. No, you're not. You're being sucked dry. You're going to die. Quit.
Yeah. No. What was that? It was in Josh's book, I think, about the lady that had the Bigfoot walking around her car, and then like saw him all the time, and then like slowly her health deteriorated until she eventually passed. But she was like a big Bigfoot witness in the community. I can't remember her name.
Talking about Cat or no?
It might have been, might have been.
No, Cat's still
But
alive.
yeah, no, well, it was she passed. I think I'll have to look it up. But yeah, I think a lot of that, it gives that energy gives tribute to entities that manifest themselves into like you're talking like new well, to the natives it's not, but new things like skinwalkers and wendigos, and it's just basically there to scare the shit out of you, just to suck
Thank you,
that
Savage.
energy.
I agree.
Let's see. Grandizer said, Joe Breezy, what if your brother wanted to come to you, but in a way that you did not grow up with him? Would you recognize him?
In a different form?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think that I think that on a spiritual level, that the emotional resonance and the recognizing, because you recognize one another's spirit, right? Like if you're close enough to anybody, I believe, like when you get married or whenever someone's your soulmate or whatever, you can feel that presence even when they walk into a door within a vicinity. So I don't think that the facial mapping or the facial recognition or the physical recognition, I don't think that is as strong as the spiritual recognition. So you would know it, you'd feel it before you even saw it. It wouldn't matter if they were just like some floating white freaking tissue. You'd be like, I know it's you.
We had a deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, I mean, same thing with like my brother that recently passed a couple of years ago, right before the conference. Like I told him the same thing, and Woody was like one of his best freaking friends in the world, and Woody's seen him, and he's like, oh, have you seen Jake? I'm like, nah. And he's like, oh yeah, he came to me in some dreams, and he was telling me, yeah, like this is what it was, and blah blah blah, and I'm sorry, for giving in, and he's like, you haven't seen that yet? And I'm like, no, dude, because I told him, get the fuck back. I'll catch you on the flip side. No, you're not. I won't have nothing to do with it.
So you don't want me to haunt you, is what you're saying.
Well, you depends on what you're talking about. Like if you're talking about like that Ghostbusters, man, I'm just playing.
Depends on what you have in mind.
Yeah. If it's that Ghostbusters scene in the fire,
we're replaying the Dan Aykroyd scene in Ghostbusters.
That's okay.
Then I'm down.
What if it was? Yeah, I was never. I'm not.
Yeah, no, because you would come back as the library chick.
That ain't no shit.
Yeah, Maya could be like with just Medusa snakes. She's like,
yeah, like
boogie, boogie, boogie.
We just draw you in closer, and then I flip out on you, like the trucker in Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah. Large Marge.
Who played that? Who played her? That
I don't know who that chick was, but I know that's all Tim Burton. That was like the first introduction of Tim Burton I remember, because that whole.
Hey, speaking of that, have y'all seen the new Beetlejuice?
Yes.
Oh, the double Beetlejuice. Yeah.
I took Lucas to see it when it was in the theaters.
You like it?
It was very predictable.
Well, yeah.
No, like painfully predictable. It was okay. It was
okay.
entertaining. Yeah.
It was fun.
I'm not the target audience. We're just going to say that.
Yeah. I was for the first one.
Well, yeah, I was for the first one. They're trying to bridge that gap to the later generations.
But I'm still the target generation for the first one. Just saying.
Well, so I watched it at face value, and I went, okay, I dig it, blah blah blah. But the second time I watched it, because that was like one of Jen's favorite freaking movies of all time. So she actually started like, how they call it Easter eggs or whatever. Yeah. She started actually like pausing it. She's like, oh, see, look, this is blah, blah, blah. And we need to find out why this connects to, to this part in the other movie.
Oh,
so she,
one of those people.
Yeah, she wanted to break. Well, she's normal. She's normally not.
Watch the movie.
Yeah, she's normally not, but when you fuck with something that's that important to her, I guess she is, because she was like, nope, and I'm like, babe. Yeah, I'm like, babe, put the lighter down. I don't
Monica, I've got this year's Halloween costume for you.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is
Wednesday Addams.
You know what? My friends used to call me Wednesday. I had a friend that called me Wednesday. He goes, Monica, you are Wednesday Addams.
I think you should do it. Wednesday Addams next year.
I can do that.
I voted for that before Halloween for Monica, and she was like, no, I want to be something scary.
I usually don't dress cute. Like when I do my Halloween costumes, I'm not going for slutty nurse or some stupid shit like that. Like I'm going for Halloween.
Yeah. Yep, that's exactly what she said. You can look at a transcript
the transcripts on
the pre Halloween show. Someone asked me what my favorite band is.
They're guessing Korn. I know what
they're guessing Korn. I love Korn, but
Korn's great.
Yeah, Korn's bomb. But I remember seeing Korn when they were nobodies before Life is Peachy, and they were like $12 a ticket. And
I remember the good old days.
Yeah.
Hey, I remember going to watch Pantera at Joe's Garage on freaking Camp Bowie.
Yeah.
Okay?
Nice.
Chris used to go down to Deep Ellum.
Yeah.
Like back when you could like stand, like he saw all the bands before they got crazy big.
I remember Pantera coming to our bar and the bass player eating a freaking shot glass.
Nice.
A shot glass. I was bouncing.
Make a statement. Got to make a statement.
Yeah.
When you're dedicated to crazy, you got to make sure everybody understands just how dedicated you are.
I ran into a friend of mine. I mean, an old childhood friend of mine, and she was basically a, what do you call them, roadie, or no, not a roadie, but a.
Yes, Donnie, we all know that you're in love with all of the Korean boys in BTS. Somebody thinks you're an STP fan.
Stone Till the Cat. I mean, is it not obvious? The giant freaking.
Yeah, I was gonna say flag. I can tell you who it is. I know who it is.
What is that?
That's a
Psychopathic
flag.
Records. Yeah, Insane Clown Posse.
Oh,
that's my the love of my life. No, that's
not a groupie. I have groupies. I had minions at one point in time. I had a whole group of people that called themselves my minions. It was amazing. I loved it.
Oh my God.
I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding.
I had groupies for 20 years when I was doing music. Yeah.
You missed your calling. You should have been a cult leader, Monica.
Who said I missed my calling? I could
here we go.
Do it if I wanted to.
I tried to talk Jen into.
I can do anything.
I tried to talk Jen into letting me make a cult, and she was like, No, because I know what you're going. I know what you're going after. I was like, look, I'll just be the breeder. It'll be cool.
So Chris told me that he liked Ted Nugent, or he wanted to be Ted Nugent because Ted didn't go into rock and roll for drugs or money. He went into it to get laid. And he goes, if I was in music, I'd do the same thing. And I was like, thanks for sharing that with your wife. I appreciate the knowledge.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
At least you're honest. I dig it.
Yeah. No. I mean, yeah. That's that's the type of stuff you share when you trust each other.
Yeah. I was like, well, you're on in music and they're not lining up. So that's okay. No. Text no.
I would. That's not. I mean,
That's not. Yeah, I know. No, he does. He gets the ladies interested. And Monica's a jealous bitch. We found that out too.
Yeah. Putting fish in people's freaking cars and shit. Yeah.
I didn't put it in her car. I tried to put it under her freaking tent. I knock on your door with a baseball bat and I throw snakes on people for fun. Do I seem like the kind of person who's gonna let shit fly?
No, wasn't there the one where you put it under their car, under their hood or whatever?
Oh yeah, no, yes.
There's smelt, or you put the
shell or shrimp and you put it on the engine block.
Yeah,
they will never know where that smell
We had
from.
this conversation. That was me that put the dead fish on the the heating core.
That was him. I'm with the shrimp and you can put it in the air vents too. Let's just say the apple didn't fall far from the tree. My daughter may or may not have not done that to somebody.
I'll tell you what, don't piss me off and let me have access to your house. Just saying.
And don't piss me off and leave your car parked out front. I can tell you.
Because they ain't no telling what kind of freaky evil shit you'll wake up to. You let me in your house after you piss me off.
I used to have the original anarchist cookbook, and I remember some of the shit out of it.
So in other words, y'all better hit that like button.
I can make your HVAC system talk to you, dude. I mean, it's just
I can make light bulbs blow up when you flick the switch.
Yeah,
on.
Exactly.
They did that in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Well, we're coming on.
I may or may not have snuck up to my girlfriend's friend's car and checked the hood to see how warm it was, see how long they'd been home.
So I may or may not have done biological warfare against a guy who was, trust me, he deserved it, with a Tupperware container and about 6 friends' bladders worth of pee a month later.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Oh yeah. Had them all pee in a Tupperware container and I left it out in the backyard for a month. And he had a window that was broken on his car. And I snuck out there one night and
you sure you want to tell
I don't know, like 2 or 3 in the morning, and with the kitchen gloves on, and took the lid off the Tupperware container and splashed that shit all over the inside of their car.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Ain't nothing to fuck with.
No,
I'm getting the last say, and I'm in it for the long game.
This chick was rude to us, and she drove like a 70s model truck, and we found it parked in the parking lot, and we went and popped that son of a bitch and no, it wasn't a fish. It was not a fish. It was a dead skunk we put on her engine.
Ooh.
Oh.
Did she figure out where that smell was coming from? Usually they don't.
Eventually, I think she had her dad look under the hood.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good. I remember now because it was a dead skunk that we found on one of the back roads, and we laid it up on top of her engine. She drove I think it was an old Ford truck, but if I remember right, I was in Jack in the Box parking lot where we found it. So.
I remember one time when I first moved out to the country.
Trip.
I'm not going to fall for the banana on the tailpipe.
Yeah. Have y'all seen the new one? Have y'all
I
seen the new
started
one?
to watch it, but I couldn't get through it.
Yeah.
I watched it. I watched it because I felt I needed to.
You know, I did jam a potato, like kicked it into somebody's tailpipe, so it would either stall out the car or blow their muffler off. And I will
I've
say that my
jammed
father gave me a
potato
lot
in
of these
tailpipe.
ideas. My dad told me what to do a lot.
Kind of like your dad.
Now I remember one time when I first moved out to the country, I went to go see this chick. She lived in like a trailer park, like way out. And I wasn't used to the country, so I had no freaking clue about it. I was a city kid and shit. But I went. I was leaving her RV, and all of a sudden I just felt like across my freaking shirt and jeans, like upper body, like just like I don't know, like a mist of rain. It was a freaking skunk. Like
Oh,
like like I guess I scared it when I was walking to my car, and it sprayed the shit out of me. And
Literally.
yeah. Dude, I was like, and that was my introduction. It was like, hey,
That's-
welcome to the country.
pungent.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
everybody
that
has
works
smells that they like that are weird. Like I have a friend that loves the smell of gasoline. You know,
I
some
used to.
people-
I know
That's
a lot
good.
of people.
I don't
that-
mind skunk smell. I'm not saying that I'm seeking it out, but it doesn't bother me.
Well, I don't mind if it's
Mhm.
in the road and you accidentally run it over a couple days later or whatever, you know.
I don't accidentally.
That's not
run
bad.
it over.
Well, I mean, like if it's in the road and you're like, oh, you know, but fresh skunk, I don't know, piss,
Spray.
ass, whatever the fuck it, yeah. No, dude, like that is way too much, dude. Like it doesn't even smell like weed anymore. It's not like, hey, someone's
you know what's
burning some
weird?
good stuff.
You know, it's weird because I lost my sense of smell back when COVID hit in 2020, right? And it's kind of coming back, and but I only can smell certain things, and then certain things that used to smell a certain way smell different.
Mm-hmm.
It's jacked up. I mean, it really is. I can't trust my sense of smell at all.
It
Okay.
rewired your olfactory.
Yeah. One of the smells that really, really sticks out to me and I'm really sensitive to is fish. Okay. And for a long time, cologne, perfume, and hand sanitizer and any alcohol product all smelled the same. And they still do pretty much. They all smell like sanitizer of something. They all have that alcohol smell, right?
Okay.
Right.
Even whiskey and drink, everything. But in the last 6 months, I guess, or year, probably last year, we were driving. And the way I found this out, we were driving back from Oklahoma one time, me and my wife, and I'm like, I catch the smell, and I'm like, that smells pretty good, you know. And I didn't say nothing, you know, and because I thought it was like her perfume or whatever. And then all of a sudden she goes, "Oh my God, that skunk smells horrible." It was a freaking skunk and it smelled like perfume to me.
That's
And
fun.
I'm like, no way in hell is that true, right? So, you know, I kind of tested it. Every time she would, you know, I would like see a dead skunk or she'd smell a skunk or whatever. It's the same smell, but it's like it's a pleasant smell to me. And I'm like, huh. Okay.
Yeah. Now that whole thing, yeah, that one messed me up because after I got 4 of them, when I got the Delta COVID,
I never got it.
I got it 4 times. One of them, the Delta one, I thought I was like, yep, I'm checking out. Yeah. And ever since then, every breath you take, whatever, but every single breath I take tastes or in my lungs feels like menthol cigarettes.
That's
like, and it's never stopped.
There's worse things.
Well, that's true. Well, I'll tell you what, when COVID hit in 2020, in July of 2020, July 4th of 2020 to be exact, in New Mexico, because we were on vacation and we got up there and we were going to, we had our hotel room booked and everything. And we got up there and we checked in our hotel. Then an hour later, the hotel called us and said, "Hey, they're locking down the state. And if you're here tomorrow morning, you got to be here for 2 weeks." We're like, "Oh, screw that shit." So they gave us our money back and we bolted, right? We made a road trip out of it. We went up through Colorado, Kansas, and all the way down through Oklahoma and down into Texas, right? And as the trip went on, I got sicker and sicker and sicker. And by 4th of July, I was dog ass sick. And we got back home and I went to work. We got back home and I went to work one day and I was sicker. Oh God, I was sick. I was hurting. I thought it felt like I bruised or busted my ribs. Ew. Right. And I'm like, what? I don't know what the hell I'd done, So I get back home from working that one shift and I'm trying to lay down and get some sleep and I can't. I've got a high pain tolerance. Okay. Yeah. And I know everybody says, well, we're going to have pain tolerance. Okay. I sat in the floor of a boat while somebody pulled 2 hooks out from behind my back. Okay.
I remember that story.
Okay. So anyway, I blew out my knee and never spilt my beer. So,
we got it.
So I'm just trying to make my point. Leave me alone, Monica. So anyway, I'm on your side, damn it. So anyway, I'm hurting, right? And my wife said, well, I'm going to take you ER. So I said, I'm going to be all right, blah, 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 blah. So no, she won. So we went to ER. And that's when I had 17 blood clots throughout both lungs.
Oh.
And it was during COVID. She couldn't even come up. She couldn't even go into the ER with me. And I was sitting up in that damn hospital for almost a week. And I'm like, I'm going to freaking die alone. That was the scariest part. I didn't give a shit about dying. It's like, I'm not going to be able to do nothing but talk on the phone to my family before I die. That was the scariest thing that I've ever dealt with in my life. And if I'm telling you, and I had my doubts because I've always felt since I was a very, very young. Yeah, I know, pyromedic. Monica be like, I gave birth. Shut the hell up. So,
no.
But from a very, very early age, I know this is going to sound like everybody else, but I'm just telling you. And yeah, I've had a little bit of drink, so I start talking weird shit. So, but from a very, very early age, I've always known that I was going to die a violent death.
Ugh.
Okay. And I'm okay with it because I've always felt that I'm going to die helping somebody. All right. And I've been saying that shit for 40 years, if not longer. So I was fairly certain I wasn't going to die because I was going to be alone. Right. So, but I really wasn't convinced because I'm sitting here with 17 freaking blood clots in my lungs. This could be it, right? I could have been full of shit though my whole life. So, but yeah, that was spooky. That was spooky.
I'm sure
it's one of those times in your life when you come face to face with your own mortality.
Well, I'll tell you that I feel better going on Dogman research outings with you now.
You may die,
Feel
but it's
better
going to
about my
be
chances
ass,
coming
right?
out of that.
Yeah, just got to run faster than text. It'll all come to fruition.
That's. I know we joke about it, but honest to God, yeah, I'd take a bullet for anybody in my extended family. I really would. It's just always been Let's just.
Well, let's hope you don't have to. Let's prove you wrong.
Well,
that's how he gets to Valhalla. I mean,
exactly.
Gotta die in battle.
Yeah. Die a hero's death, but you never die with dignity. Okay, y'all can put that shit up. You do not ever die with dignity. Die with honor, yes, absolutely. But dignity, hell no. Everybody shits herself. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say it's just like on Young Guns where he's like, they're gonna hang us, Billy. He's like, you know what happens? You shit your shorts.
Yeah.
He's like,
there's ladies present.
All them women and children look out there and I shit my shorts.
Ain't no lie. And I still think that the most humane way of execution is beheading. I don't know why they ever got rid of it.
Are you kidding? That's like, oh my God.
No, I mean the most humane way.
Okay, one way of execution where my brain is still conscious of what's going on and I can blink my eyes and look at people, but I no longer have my head attached to my like that's no.
Okay, so let's say this: if they it wouldn't make for a good burial, but if they position the guillotine where it chopped your brainstem in half,
then it'd be instantaneous. Yeah. But that's if they get it right. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the reason when I talk about everybody having everything and everybody having an off switch, that's the fucking off switch, dude. Because that little soft spot right behind your skull,
that's your
you stick a knife into that son bitch and twist it one time, you are done. You don't feel, you don't say, you don't do shit. You just drop like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah, that's good to know. That'll be stored in the back of my head now.
You're welcome. Anything to help, Monica.
Then your spirit's looking down at you like, what the hell happened? And you're like, I don't know.
Well,
it just happened.
Walking around and the lights went out. I don't know what happened.
Oh yeah. Well, we hit 12 o'clock, and I know Monica is,
wanted to go to bed for the last
always the one that wants to go to bed. So thank y'all for coming in. So what do we got coming up next? Monica, you on
I'm on BMR show.
BMR tomorrow?
Yeah. Tomorrow at 10 o'clock Central. Yeah. 10 o'clock Central.
Yeah, we're all on BMR show tomorrow.
I'm not. I'm not cool enough to be on BMR show.
Well, maybe I'll skip it.
Hey, you know what? There. Hey, I'll send you a link and we'll surprise him.
We'll just surprise him. He'll be like,
guys.
Damn it, Breezy's
here. Shit. He's been about half pissed off at me the last week and a half anyway. So yeah, I'll do that.
And then Texo, you got Sunday rocking and rolling, right?
I do. Sunday, actually what is today? The 8th, which is actually Saturday. So Sunday the 9th. Yeah, Sunday the 9th, I'm actually Selena over at Southern Belle Bigfoot. I'm her co-host at 5 o'clock. And then Sunday, depending on Danielle's schedule, we may do an Infamous Mind show on Sunday. So she's got so many damn irons in the fire, it's crazy. But
that's the way to do it.
Yeah. And then Monday I've got Anita Collier going to be on the porch. She's the host of the Alabama Bigfoot Conference. So
hell yeah. Well, yeah. Well, y'all won't see me if I go step on the BMR show tomorrow and Texas show on Sunday. Other than that,
I forgot
y'all won't see me. Yeah, y'all won't see me for another, I guess, a week because I'm
or whatever. Yeah.
Right, yeah, because I'm bailing out Wednesday to go to Vegas to a big smoke shop convention. Gonna go hang out with Cheech and Chong and Mike Tyson and
no shit.
Yeah, they're all coming down there because they all have smoke
are
shop.
sharp.
Yeah, and they all do that whole thing. So there's a bunch of
You better tell
celebrities
them
that are
about my
gonna be
damn
there.
channel.
I will. Yeah, but so yeah, I'm gonna go try to kick it with a bunch of celebrities. And actually the owners of the shop, they hit Jen up. They're like, "Oh, we got bad news. We actually didn't book your hotel, and the hotel's completely booked." Yeah, and they're so now we got to upgrade you to a nice casino hotel that's right down the street. And I'm like, damn.
You poor thing.
You know, son of a bitch. But it's funny
I felt
because
bad about keeping Monica up late till I figured out what day it was.
yeah. See, there's no excuse.
Whatever. I'll just leave. You guys can keep talking.
But we won't. After you leave, we'll just stare at each other and going,
Yeah, I gotta pee. No, I gotta pee first.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
But,
Joe's like walnut bladder. I don't think
that's just recent. Okay. I've been drinking a lot of sweet tea lately. That's the problem. Because usually I don't drink anything except for beer. But
sure.
but
the health.
but it's yeah, the good shit. But yeah, so we'll catch y'all when we catch you. Tune in to Monica, Bigfoot Michigan Rob, and Texas Front Porch. And you have plenty to play with until I get back and give y'all some stories about the Breezy Speakies. Do you know what you're gonna do next week, Monica?
Yeah, I'm having my friend Kevin on.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Him. Yeah,
That's
he's
right.
he's had a crazy life. So we're gonna talk to him about everything he's experienced in his 70 years on this earth.
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah.
He's a cool dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll show eventually, so
I'll try to catch it when I can. Yeah. But yeah, so everybody out there, one love. Thank you for joining in. As always, hit that like and subscribe, not just for me, but for everybody in here, for Tex, for Monica, Our Paranormal World, Texas Front Porch. And we appreciate all your support and love.